We've had our first catastrophic failure, so we couldn't continue operation. I think I had a video out previously where we had an issue with the float. We were able to bypass it and continue on with operation. But now we had the solenoid fail here so that our primary air intake isn't opening up, which means we can get the fire raging inside. But once you shut the door and this doesn't open up, it just starves it of oxygen and shuts down. So here's the primary air intake. Down here, the secondary air intake. So during stage 1, this is the only one that's open. Stage 2 and 3 are opening up these down here, additional oxygen. So 2 and 3 are still working for us, and 1 is the one we have to replace. Technically, we only need to replace this solenoid up at the top. You can take it off and we wouldn't need to replace the whole thing. There we go, just take it off. So I'd already loosened up a clamp here. You can look in. I'd actually cleaned it out a bit ahead of time. There's a bit of an angle on this. You can kind of tell right here. I need a third hand to point it out. And I actually put some washers in to try to help out, but it's kind of going at an angle. So you've got here, and then the solenoid's actually more vertical, and this is tilted a little bit. I don't know if that's going to cause any real issues, but I went ahead and ordered a replacement part for the whole assembly. I also ordered 2 additional solenoids so that if you go online, you see that these solenoids appear to fail not infrequently. So it's nice to have a couple extra on hand. But now with this, it looks like it's, at least at first glance, looks fairly well aligned. Gives us a good starting point, starting fresh again. And then we can replace those solenoids, just screwing the new ones on in the future. So I'll go ahead and put this in place. This should be, especially this way, should be a very easy change out. If it was a solenoid, still pretty easy change out. We'll get this in place and should take care of our problems. Okay, a couple quick things to mention. While you have that off, you should be checking that primary air intake pipe fairly regularly for any buildup. I'd cleaned that out previously as well. Everything is in place now. I find just a small wrench works well there, a small ratcheting wrench to get everything on. That worked out well. Do make sure that you have the power off. You can still hear the pump is running, that will stay on, or at least can stay on. Mine's plugged in here. But you need to have the power off. It is a 120 volt connection for the solenoid here. It's not like a 5 volt or some lower voltage. This is full 120. So make sure you've got that off, also so you're not damaging anything. And we'll try to get this started back up. All right, just a very quick video while it's in, door shut, and it has engaged. I'll shut that up again. All right. So when the handle's up, then you get that the secondary air opening up. So if you open that back there, you'll see those solenoids have activated and they're opening. When the handle's down, then you have that primary air. So we just got it fired back up. We could see the solenoid had opened up, so there is air getting into the fire, just starting up. So we're a little bit smokier than we want to be, but as the temperature comes back up, everything will improve. We'll be gasifying again and get into where we need to be running. But overall, I think we're back on our feet. And like I said, I've got 2 additional solenoids. I'll try to link the information down below. I got the primary air intake that includes solenoid in it, or on it, I think from Ohio Furnace. I'll include that. And you can buy the solenoids themselves on Amazon and a few other sites. I'll try to provide some of that as well. But it's a great idea to have a couple of those on hand because, at least according to the forums and from our experience, they do seem to fail, and at the worst time. For everyone who's been following along with our progress, we have this tied into our existing system, and the existing system, meaning the previous boiler system, did take over and worked really well. So we were able to back up the heat and keep everything here from freezing during the, I think, 4 days that this was down while we waited for parts. while I was out traveling. So everything worked as it should. I hate to pay all that extra gas to heat these things when we should have the outdoor wood boiler going, but it did work as intended. It is a redundant system now, and everything went well. So that's it for now. Thanks.